Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, this is a topic that you and I decided to actually avoid, and it's for specific reasons. Just like the Gervonta Davis situation that occurred yesterday, is also something we steered away from because we try not to create clickbait on this particular channel. We try to talk about real boxing topics, and in situations where it's not something that's confirmed, it's something more of the rumor mill. We were presented as such, right? Question mark or whatever, right? And you'll understand that immediately when you click on our channel that this is a discussion point that we want to have with the broader audience. But some channels they don't have scruples. One of the larger channels just threw this out there yesterday, and just the way that it was framed, as far as I'm concerned, it was almost like it was breaking news. And we had a number of people in the Discord. Shout out to the folks in the Discord. Jay, we got like almost 100 people there. So we talk boxing 24/7 on the Discord, from the United States all the way over to the UK, from Errol Spence fans to Terrence Crawford fans, Jerron Boots Ennis fans, you name it. Haney, Shakur, they're all there, right? So it's a fun time. So I'll probably pin the link to the Discord in the comment section of this video so others can have the opportunity to interact with AM Sports Media. But they were talking about this topic. We didn't mention it in the Discord. We just allowed for them to have the conversation. There were a number of people that reached out to me directly asking about this particular topic, and was excited about the live stream that we didn't have the opportunity to do this Sunday, just because they wanted to hear us discuss it. But for me, there was really not a discussion point, and here's why. Based off of my understanding and conversations that were had, maybe a day and a half ago or whatever the case may be, that Stephen Breadman Edwards will not be the trainer, is not the trainer currently for Errol Spence. And that's the reason why we didn't do the video, Jay, because he's not the trainer. So what my understanding was is that, and this happens with a lot of fighters, Jay, Errol Spence was going to be in the area for whatever reason. I have no idea. And he reached out to Breadman because Breadman runs a gym there, and he needed to get some work in because, as we all know, more than likely his next opponent is going to be Sebastian Fundora, and Errol is probably getting himself in shape to get ready to go into training camp for that Sebastian Fundora fight, right? So we've seen trainers, or we've seen fighters do this when they're traveling. They may have someone that they have a relationship with in the area, and they reach out to that individual to go to that gym to train. We see it all the time. If you're in Dallas, you might stop by, I don't know, who's in Dallas? DJ? Yeah, you might stop by DJ's gym, or if you're out there in Cali somewhere, maybe you stop by Robert Garcia's gym. Maybe you in Philly, you're going to stop by Bosie's gym, or maybe it's Breadman's gym. But that is what occurred. My understanding was that that there is no like relationship in terms of fighter trainer at the moment. I'm not saying that that's not something that could happen, but when you look at it from a surface level perspective, Breadman, just based off of the fighters that he's fought or that he's trained in the past, he doesn't feel like the natural fit for me in terms of Errol Spence. So I would have been surprised to hear Breadman. Not to say that won't happen, because it possibly could, because he's a talented trainer, and talented trainers can pretty much train anyone. But it just didn't seem like a natural fit to me. And so when I first heard about it, I just reached out and asked around, and that was the information that I got. I'm not even sure if Breadman actually did any work with Errol there, to be quite honest with you. I didn't get any feedback on that, but that's my understanding, Jay. And just people just run off on a tangent with this type of stuff, just to create clicks and to create views on their channel. So, I'm going to pass it to you because I don't want to go into much detail, because then all of a sudden it's like I'm starting the content creator beef. So I'm not going to say anybody's name. I don't want to mess around and say someone's name. Jay, what's your thoughts on that? Just the whole situation, how it developed over the last couple of days, and then us basically stating, based off of sources that, we have, that as of right now, Breadman is not his trainer.
It lets you know people are hungry for Spence to get back in the ring, and hungry to see where Spence is going next. He's been off for a while now, and people are just hungry to see him. From my understanding, from what I read and what I saw, the video I saw him was working. He wasn't working with Breadman. He was working with
Yeah.
another trainer in that gym.
Hmm.
Also, he was doing like a commercial or like a sponsorship for some type of water over there as well. Because he did
Hmm.
it like he's talking about, yeah, this is good. Come
Hmm.
down to the South, base type deal. That was it. It's cool. It wouldn't bother me if he was with Breadman at all. I mean, I think very knowledgeable. Can definitely help Spence out. And Spence has
Sure.
been in the past very he's given a lot of compliments to Breadman, some of the Breadman fighters as well, and how they fight and everything. He's been very complimentary of that. But if it is cool in the future, if it ain't, it ain't. But people have been running with anything when it comes to Spence. Spence will post anything. Oh, this, that. Also, Spence like you next thing you know, you see his child in a soccer game. That's what he's talking about. His child in a soccer game. So like I said, people are hungry for Spence to be back in the ring. Because Spence has been one that people has seen as a real dude. He stood on business and did what he said he was going to do, no matter what. He's been through a lot, and people want to see him win. People just want to see him flourish on that. And people really want to see him back in the ring ASAP. So with him being with Breadman, if that's happens in the future, cool. If it don't, it don't. Like to your point, boxers go by on association when they're at different locations, who they may be cool with, who they have respect for to get some work in. And why not? You're already there for doing something else. Why not get some work in as well? I was glad to see him because he does look like he's still in shape. He looks like he's getting in shape. Didn't look overweight or anything like that, like people said he was beforehand. So that's good to see. But to me, it's like a wait and see. Whoever he picks, he's gonna pick. I'm just ready for EJ to be back in the ring sooner than later. So I'm happy just to see him how he's looking right now. He looks in good spirits and he looks in shape.
Yeah, I think you made an interesting point there in regards to the fact that Errol Spence has been complimentary of Breadman in the past and some of the way his fighters have fought in the past. I saw other videos that popped up of Breadman being very complimentary to Errol Spence in regards to just being a stand-up guy and taking a lower percentage, a lower percentage than what he really could have gotten in the Terrence Crawford fight in order to make that fight. So those are the things that people kind of use to kind of tie it all together to say that they believe that Breadman was going to be the trainer for Errol Spence. Just those
Yeah.
kind of connections and those compliments that each camp gave each other. And now Errol Spence being out there in this gym, just people just ran with it. So it's interesting that people just run with stuff like that. Had we done the video on it, it would have been more so of a conversational piece, if you will. If we had just decided and we didn't have anybody that told us that wasn't the case, it would have been more of a conversational piece and we wanted to just ran with it. But it's interesting how people do it. And now you got people running around here saying he was definitely the trainer. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. No, that absolutely get that.
So I think we're large enough. We're not the biggest out there, but at over 18,000 subscribers, we're large enough to at least put out there that what the real deal is. And as far as I'm concerned, this isn't the real deal. So you all let us know what you think in the comment section on the Discord. If you feel differently about it, if you heard something differently, then let us know. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, M Sports Media, and we are out.